Hello everybody, welcome to the MCN. We're hot as the heat wave. Well, not the deals, but we are going to be talking heat wave deals, some fallout, some issues, some good things, some bad things, some fun things. All of the stuff is going to be there. Let's get into the show for today. And you know things are bad in the world of MCOC when the best thing coming out of the weekend is seeing markers right here utilizing a massive touchscreen TV, I want to say, playing Marvel Contest Champions. In particular, obviously opening up a crystal. But I tell you what, seeing this was probably one of the greatest things so far in 2025. Coupled with using the steering wheel to play, I love that. Shout out to Marcus, link is in the description to go and check out this video. And of course, check out him as a content creator as well. But yeah, I absolutely love seeing this. Maybe this is more to come. Maybe Marcus has got more footage like this to come to kind of see this. Maybe this is a brand new buy, we'll have to see. And now we've got a massive bit of coverage of the heatwave deals. Yes, have I been covering for the last 2 days? Of course I have. Am I all done with kind of like guides and stuff? Yep, the guide is a spreadsheet, it's done, it's out, it's completed, and I'm ready to walk away and focus on some other bits of content, coverage, grind guides, farming, stuff like that. But we've got a big mop up of things over the weekend, which I think are important to touch on, because a lot of you have different thought processes, and at the same time, what is value, what is not, what did Kabam mess up on, and other stuff like that. Yep, let's get into it. First of all, I'm seeing a few people talk about pricing. One thing that is crazy is pricing of stuff. And it comes from like someone who's been pricing a house remodel. You know, here's a good example. You kind of go, you think you're going to get a pergola at a certain price, and then it fluctuates in price, and it's like they go, no, the season's over, we're going to extend it. And we're talking about something that, say, was about £600. And now is £1,500. Like, these things happen. I'm always kind of like watching pricing, especially because, you know, we've got a very tight budget with the house stuff that we are doing. So looking at the value of everything is important. In each country, things are going to be of different value. In game at the moment, £99, 99 for me is going to be how much I spend to get an Odin. Based on a conversion rate and based on, I think, was it the pound now has got a little bit more value to it than it used to have, which is weird. It's great for kind of like if people from the UK going over to the US. Bad news because most of the if I get sponsored deals, they pay in dollars, so it's not great for me. But you know, the amount of value, like I'd be best off doing a VPN and kind of like porting over to another location in order to get that. I'm not necessarily advising it. I'm just kind of saying that may be something that people are looking at in order to get the, you know, better value for money. But at the end of the day, right, this pricing isn't great. As MCOC is not a game like other mobile games or other types of Marvel games in general where skins are the kind of, or it's not like you buy and you get the game and it's just everything's just based on skill, merit, and blah 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 blah. Like country to country, it is very expensive. I think Australian dollar is one of the worst. I think there's other countries as well. You know, the cost for, you know, against rupee and people buying in India is quite expensive. There's a lot of other countries as well where it's very, very expensive. That could be something of knock-on effect from Kabam listing the game in that, or maybe it's like how other apps are. Like, no, I'm not gonna get into the semantics of it because I definitely seen from players like their experience and feeling around it, yeah. But then people started using VPNs to buy games from cheaper regions. Maybe players would also use VPNs to buy web store deals, and you know, maybe they will, maybe they won't. It's been a bit of a sticky situation, I think, and I think it's only going to get worse. Especially like other games that sell skins, and it's like the cost of stuff seems to be better overall, and especially with people pointing out Kabam's greed. Something, again, people miss is that this may not necessarily be Kabam. This, again, may be something that Netmarble, as the operating company, are putting that financial pressure. Marvel Contest of Champions is Netmarble's, or one of it might be the most successful game at the moment that they have, like current performance based on quarterly kind of incomings. That's not necessarily a fair thing, a fair reflection of where we are with this game at the moment, and yeah, the kind of overall costing concerns me. I have real concerns about the future, especially if 39k units are where we're valuing something like Human Torch. And they were throwing around in another thread the idea of, oh, what if Cosmic Ghost Rider was there? And would that be on an equal footing to go, well, that could be a 39,000 unit type champion or higher. And that's the thing that scares me. I know that Kabam Crash gave facts that a lot of people hold on to their units and not necessarily spending them, which then means that Kabam might inflate based on the current economy of what's there. But that's not right. It doesn't reflect everybody. You have to be a high, extensive, free-to-play and spending arena farmer in order to have a large amount of units to that, and I don't know if that's a fair reflection. Either way, what are your thoughts on the spending and economy side of things and the cost of everything? Obviously put it in the comments, but it's scary. I definitely don't like where these heatwave deals have gone. There are some good stuff in them, by the way, good stuff within the deals that you can get. I know some people say no, it's not, and we'll look at the overall performance from what players are saying in a moment. But Kabam Crash has said as well, there was a selector issue that Bullseye was not in it, and this was all sorted out as of the late 27th, so later on into the night of the heatwave deals launching. This was an error. The team is working to fix it. In the meantime, if you purchased a selector, wanted Bullseye but had no choice, someone else, please file a support ticket and they'll swap it for you. So there, if you've had that issue, Kabam will resolve it. Shout out to Cat Murdoch as well, who put out this fantastic 7-star crystal choice. It gives you champions that are going to be like, what are they rare? Are they not rare? Are they in the Titan Crystal? Are they not? Because you could bypass the Titan Crystal to get champions like Bastion, Arnim Zola, Scream. I love Scream. Scream's fantastic, and Spider Woman as well. But of course, the Mega Days ones there, and Raid Month selector champions. There's also basic pool champions that you can see right there. I do need a Penny Parker, and I do need Count Nefaria. Unfortunately, trying to access them or get them is so darn difficult nowadays. But shout out to Cat Murdoch, and I put a link in the description to this as well. For those that wanted to select a champion, you may go for Starking Hat Spidey. He is a very sought after champion nowadays for Battlegrounds metas, for just general Battlegrounds attacking and taking on some champions. I've seen him using it against Apocalypse, but I've also seen him using it against a lot of mutant champions and just anything really. So it's up to you who you choose, but definitely look at if you're choosing the selector, the CCP challenge selector, and have a lot of money and a lot of units, because it's a very costly affair. It's 18,000 units deep in order to get that. Oh, actually, would it be more? No, it's 18,000 units to get the selector to get a choice, either a Mega Days or the CCP one. So choose wisely. But yeah, Psyche's one of the most consistent Battlegrounds attackers. He's good in almost every meta, and it's reflected pretty clearly in our data. Providing you got a 6-star, or go out for that 7-star version without having to do. Getting a 7-star version means you don't have to do extensive amounts of CCP challenge content in order to do it. It's a little bit better for that one. And I think overall, oh no, we've got one more thing before we go in anyway. No. Yeah, this is we'll incorporate this before we look at the final kind of like totals. This was an interesting one here. A player wasn't able to get, after spending money, all of a sudden there are a lot of locks on the store and my inventory, but no communication to me. Very demotivating to spend hard-earned money on something you enjoy, and something like this happens. For context, it looked a little bit like this, which I will blow up for you to see. Which you can see that there's locks around the store and inventory. Very unusual. Bit scary at the same time. So what's this all about? Well, it's a bit of a nothing situation. Like, have you seen this, and has this happened to you first and foremost? Question mark for the comments. But have you been like just restarted it and then it just like worked fine? Well, restarting it and it did work. You know, that's good that that's resolved. But very weird. Like whether or not it kind of triggered, and that's a question as well. Like it almost seemed like it blocked you to review something fishy. But what? You know, could they put a lock on using those things like a purchase limit or like maybe sus stuff? Possibly not. Kabam and MCOC is kind of a weird situation in any case. Working 1 minute, not working the next. Crazy stuff be happening. So let's finish off with, on this section before we go to a very kind of like big story. What do you think about deals overall? And it looked like people weren't as happy with them. I definitely think there was things within the deals to grab that were quite good. I've always campaigned more for Cyber Weekend deals and Banquet event than the July 4th deals. But I think as well, the Human Torch situation, if they made that 15,000 units similar to the Hunter's Market and the Craven approach, maybe they would see a better response from players to acquire. Ultimately, there's a lot of things that just did not, sit right with players. But overall, it's just down to how you feel. Yeah, gonna go out tonight and burn whatever I thought I might have spent. Each to their own with it, Each to their own. Whatever you felt about it. Put it in the comments. And we're going to move on to a very bad final story. And bad in the sense of something ending for players. Shout out to Lawrence who sent this through to me. And starting June 20th, in-app purchases will no longer be available for Marvel Contest Champions if you got the game via the Samsung app. So if a lot of players over the years have got it via the Samsung app. Please remember to save your progress before you switch to Google Play before 8th of July. If you encountered any issue, kindly submit a support ticket. If you are kind of running it via the Samsung app, then of course you'll need to move on to the Google Play Store. Thank you for being a loyal player of Marvel Contest Champions. We appreciate your support. I look forward to continuing this exciting journey with you. This switch between 8th of July. If you haven't linked your account, again, this might be another problematic element you will have to sort out. And yeah, that's really, really not good. But hopefully you have linked your account and hopefully you've got the Google Play Store so that you can do the switch over, and definitely contact support, because this is, scary, because you could have had years of progress. It might be people that have not played via the Samsung app in a long time, and you'll find that you won't have your maybe account ported over. Maybe you haven't even linked to Kabam. I don't know why I'm saying like Kabam at all. But yeah, try and make sure you get this sorted. You should have had a warning. If not, go and check it out and just double check that you've got the Google Play Store, and double check you've linked your account between Kabam ID and your kind of game, and maybe the PC version. At least that gives you a chance to still have your account exist if you're worried that it might not exist. Anyway, that's been the show for today. What are your thoughts on some of the topics raised? What are your thoughts around the heatwave deals? And I will see you all very soon. If we're covering news, information, guides, farming guides, you name it, we're going to do it. Cheers. Bye.